Hi everyone, I'm Diana Wakely and welcome to the show where we try to visit with people in and around the whole area, interesting subjects and interesting people. And today I have a very interesting person with me. I have Kate Windle, former councillor in Renfrew, Windle Media, and the well-known barber. That Kate, you have now launched into a new project. Do you want to tell us what it's called?
Well, it's got a number of levels. There's one thing that's a movie, it's 90 minutes, it's in the works as we speak, it's being edited. The part that I've been promoting for 3 years is called Poetry and Song Move Me. And it breaks down into two parts, motion in poetry and song moves me. So I take a poem with a group of children and it's an active learning class, really.
Right.
So each poem is an emotion and there's 10 of them. Maybe 16 by the time you add the songs to them. Mm-hmm. And I take the child through it. It promotes literacy. I love it. It promotes music, it's movement, it's a workout. The teacher gets a workout while she does the class. And it's the whole kit and caboodle, my mother would say, in one package, as far as this is what I need to be healthy and happy and relaxed and enjoy the day.
Well, that's neat, because if you take the words, and kids are very fast to learning a poem, aren't they?
3 times by the time we turn it into a song. So I walk them through it first, line by line, and you'll see that on the screen with nature. So I'm as happy as can be. Think I'd like to plant a tree. Well, you'll see the Boy Scouts and everybody around Renfrew County planting trees.
Well, that sounds interesting.
It is, it's fun, it really is. To help me with it. Teachers love it, the children love it. One 5-year-old at Our Lady of Fathom School, and I'm ever so grateful to the Renfrew County Board who allowed me to go into the schools and just sort of experiment and find out what the children thought of this class. And one 5-year-old calls it a living class.
That's great.
It is.
So you present the poem first to the students? Like
yes.
To have with the teacher, and do you write it on the board, or how do you do that? Do they read it, or do you just like go word for word kind of thing?
Well, I've already made the song into a video with it typed on the screen.
Oh, so it's as you see it.
Yes.
Oh, very good.
Exactly.
Well, I mean that any child.
Whiteboard nowadays.
Yeah. Well, any child today relates to that. They don't relate even to the written word like on a board anymore. They relate to the screens, and that's how they see things.
But for example, if I take one poem called The Big Angry Stomp, and everybody thinks, oh my goodness, she's not going to talk about anger, is she? And the children, I let them. I say, who's angry? And I say, come on, let's hear it. You got any anger in there? Give us a stomp. Let it out. But please take a deep breath and don't hurt yourself or don't hurt anyone else.
I like that. But this is too important, I think, that you should go unrecognized financially, because I mean, it's a very, very big financial chunk of your change, I'm sure, just to even develop these things.
It's a lot of haircuts, but it's a labor of love.
Well, definitely, obviously.
But that does support it. I would like it to support itself. I'd be happy if it did that. I'd like it if we all could learn to do that. That's what the movie teaches everybody. It's about leaving the nest, and there's robins, and there's do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, won't you sing along with me? And it just, so it teaches music, it teaches literacy, the importance of learning to read and write. It helps 5-year-olds learn how not to get so excited that they bump into each other. Birds don't fly and knock each other out of the air. 5-year-olds
need to learn this, and this would also stop this bullying. In fact, this is really what you're talking about, isn't it?
Safe in my space. Safe
in your space, and that's it, because people do not recognize that we do have a little bit of a barrier around us, and some people can't accept a hug even.
Some people don't want someone to be. Because I don't want someone to touch me doesn't mean there's anything wrong with me.
No,
but
that's it.
In my program, if I can touch you and I don't want you to touch me, like this is my safe space.
Yeah.
Please, this is a 5-year-old at Mount St. Patrick taught me that on St. Patrick's Day last year. And I have video. It's awesome. The little boy's in her face and he won't leave her alone. So she just looks at him and she gives him a shove, and she doesn't hurt him. She just pushes him out of her space. This is my space. And he comes right back at her again. He wants to dance with her. And she's beautiful, green velvet dress. You know, so
She says
she
no,
pushes
that's
him
it.
again. But
Yeah.
you know, I give credit to that young man because he respected her wish the second time. You know?
Yeah.
But she did too. She didn't hurt him. She just made sure that this is my space.
Right.
And I don't want you in it.
Right.
So if you're dancing right here, and I can't even see straight because you're just moving so quickly,
Yeah.
then I need to take a deep breath and say, first off, please would you move out of my space?
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't respect that, then I need to find somebody bigger
To get you out.
to help me.
Yeah,
Because I still am reluctant to even say, hey, whoa, you know.
yeah.
Premier McGinty did it. He calls it the no-fly zone. And I went, 2 thumbs up,
Yeah.
you know.
But they,
No
you know, and
politics.
how many people too, you know, like I'm a person with people I know, and I can give a hug to, and I go for it. But there are certain people that will invade your space and you're going, and you find yourself stepping back. And that's what I do. I find I step back, not realizing that I do. And I guess that's exactly the same thing. Not this, but step back. In other words, this is my territory.
Well, the first thing I have to do is they don't even realize.
No,
They
that's true.
don't.
That's true.
So I have to, you're right, step back from it and take the breath and center myself and gain my strong stance in case they come back at me again. We live in a very aggressive society.
Definitely.
I like assertive. I love assertive.
Yeah.
So to be able to stand back, and here's an example again at Our Lady of Fatima School. 2 little girls came and hugged me while I was doing the Sadness is a Feeling poem. But I still had to say to them, I'm sorry girls, as much as I love you, and I gave them a little pat on the back, I said,
It's not the right time.
well, you've invaded my space, and that's what my whole class is about. And even if you're hugging me without my permission, you're still invading my space.
Yeah.
So, and it wasn't that I didn't want them to hug me. It was that I wanted them to see that if they let me go, I could pick up my guitar, and I started to sing the song, and they changed the song to, and then I stopped again and I said, okay, did you guys just go from, oh my goodness, I'm so sad, to, I can dance around the gym the minute she picks up the guitar, and we go, you know,
Yeah, start dancing.
drop that pup and hit it. And that happened on a morning when I didn't want to get out of bed. There was construction in my building, and there was no heat, and it was cold, and it was freezing.
Yeah.
And at 6 o'clock in the morning, that song came to me. I didn't hear a robin, I heard the song.
Oh, you just heard the workers working.
Well,
Yes.
you know, it was
Yeah.
funny. But as I'm writing the story, I talk about a woodpecker, and it arrives on the tree outside my window 2 seconds after I've just written it into the script. And I'm like, okay, I hear you. You know, and it's fun, it just is. I figure you're at the right place in your life at the right time when that's happening so with such synchronicity. You write it and there it is.
Yeah.
So, and it's fun, and I instantly grab my video camera, and I'm videotaping today so that I can help kids see what Cogeco does for people in community television in general, coast to coast. Your high school children, students, not
Right.
children, they're grown-ups by then,
Mhm.
but how a program like this, I'm able, thankfully, to film it with my own camera today, and you're not supposed to look at the camera, I break the rules. But I want to take a clip from what we're doing today, and I'm thankful you will allow me to do that too, Diana. And it will go coast to coast with me as I present this. I'm due in Humboldt, Saskatchewan in June
Oh,
to
that's
start
great.
it. So
That's
there's
great.
my deadline.
Hi folks, we're back with Kate Windle, and we're talking about this new project she has, which is quite astounding, and it is, it's very exciting. It's extremely exciting for you because I start talking with you and you're flying high and wide, no doubt, because, well, you've put so much of your life into this, and I can see why, because you can see the health benefits, because if you have a child that's 5 and you get them into this thinking, then that child at 8 has got that thinking, and it goes into the rest of their lives because they remember that, don't they?
The songs, what you learn in the first 6 years of your life,
Mm-hmm.
you take that with you forever. The songs I learned in grade 2, still I sing today.
Mhm.
I wrote my first song at 5. Love is a merry-go-round, love makes the world go round, love is the key to this whole wide world. It's got 3 verses too.
3 verses
And I
about
couldn't write at 5.
But I mean, obviously you've got a talent, you're sharing it, but in a very constructive way, not just a, you know, selfish, inward way. You're thinking in terms of other people. And for that, you know, that is, I have to congratulate you on that, because as an artist, I believe in sharing. I share my art with other people. I think that it's important. I was given a gift. My gift is not so much my art, is so much as that I can assist other people.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's what you're doing.
I understand that completely, and what I'm saying is when that spirit moves you,
Yeah, you have to do it.
well, you don't feel the cold anymore.
No, it's true.
It's
Yeah.
gone.
Want to give me one of the ones that.
Well, I'm thinking it starts off with Wake Up, the Wake Up song, which
Yeah.
is fun. And it really truly got me out of bed. It got me motivated. It got me, some of the characters in the story, the 90-minute movie, clarity and focus. They're kittens mousing on the trail, and they didn't even notice me while I was riding past on my bicycle. But I stopped and videotaped them, and it didn't bother them a bit, you know, so
Yeah.
they're in the movie. Willing and able, slow and steady. The robins are rhyme and reason, the parents are rhyme and reason for no real reason at all. You know, it's
Yeah.
they go from melody, harmony, and cadence are characters. Tempo is the woodpecker, the downy woodpecker that shows up out, and I mean the tempo's been in the story now for 3 years, but it's the first time I've ever seen him in that tree outside my window. We are looking for more ways to get movement into the classroom so that the students aren't sitting sedentary all day, which makes sense. So, and I had, a few years prior to that, written a whole course for a fitness course for children that I was studying with Canadian fitness professionals, and that's not the group I took the course with, but I was certified to teach all of that. So I pretty much have all the background education and knowledge and everything I need to put together this 40-minute workout for the children, but don't tell them that that's what it is.
If you give them something to enjoy, but behind it is real meaning.
But the whole thing is about truth and honesty and health and happiness, and the way for me to do that. It's my personal space. It's my responsibility to keep this space fresh. So if I blow that out and knock somebody over, then I better be paying attention to my clear fluids running through my body. And if those clear fluids are not clear, I need to add more fluid to my body. I need to add more fruit and vegetables and really healthy nutrition, all the color of the rainbow. And then I will run fluid.
I want one of your poems. Come on, come on.
Well, I didn't bring one, and I don't have them all memorized. That's the hard part. When I get excited, I jump and I run.
That's the one I like.
I dance to the music because it is fun. My bones come alive and I soar like a plane. I twirl in the wind like an old weather vane. So you see a weather vane on the screen while I'm doing it.
Yes, okay, right there. I've only heard you sing that twice. I only picked up about 3 or 4 words of that.
Okay.
Because you knew what was going to come.
Yes.
So you've got the right cadence of words to go with the music. So, you know, that alone is a product on its own.
Right. And again, it's the creative spirit versus destructive or self-destructive.
Yeah.
So it keeps my mind on the clean and the straight and the forward and the no, I don't, my happiness is not in any kind of vessel other than this one.
Yeah.
And I must allow it to flow. That's all I know. Most of the lines, as you read them and you see the animal, like, for example, think I'd like to plant a tree. Well, that's the children planting. But in the class, the children are planting.
Yeah.
So each line has a motion, and it describes an emotion and how to work through the emotion.
Well, that's why I said to you, it should be called Motion and Emotion, because I think that's a good title or a subtitle for the whole program.
And sometimes I just do the big angry stomp.
Yeah, I like that. I like the angry stomp one.
And I growl like a bear. I take a deep breath. I don't shout or swear.
Yes, that, you know, maybe we should take that to senior level management in some businesses. I mean, because today there's so many stresses that I could see this whole program becoming,
One size fits all.
yeah, one size fits all, because this is exactly what you're doing.
Paint it with a roller, color with a brush,
Yeah.
set it out, set it free. Sadness needs a place to be. That's the sadness poem, that's how it ends.
Well, I think that could even be on a plaque.
Stitch it on a pillow.
No, but not on a pillow so much as on a plaque, because it's one of those things that people, you know, put it in their brains, you know, that's right, I have to
Uh-huh.
let it go.
Right.
But how do you let it go?
And how do I control it?
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that, you know, you're getting this off the floor and into the air and flying, and
Yes.
you know, and good luck with all of this, because it's a worthwhile. No, I mean, and as soon as you spoke to me about it, I knew that there's something I had to bring on the show and talk about, because it is important.
Thank you for the invitation. I am so grateful for the opportunity, and I have no problem promoting this TV Cogeco, because they have always been there for me whenever I had something to say.
Yeah, well, I think they do a lot for a lot of people, and I'm
Or sing.
Or sing. Yeah, you always sing.
Okay, I know you should never give away the last line of the movie, and it's probably not quite the last line, but it is about go with grace
Okay,
and
quick.
sing.
Go with grace and sing. That is a wonderful way to end this program. Thank you, Kate, and we'll do maybe some more of this. I will keep updated. And that's the show for today, and see you next time.